Hello. Today we're going to continue looking through the build menu. Today we're going to look at the roofs. Guys, if you like what I'm doing, leave a comment and tell me you like it and why you like it. If you don't like it, leave a comment and tell me why you don't like it and what I can do to make it better. Please try to be respectful and nice and constructive. If not, well, it's just a case of mind over matter. If I don't pay you no damn mind, it won't matter. Okay, so let's get started. I'm Fragging Grandpa. Let's dance.
PlayStation.
Okay, so we're going to start today with the roofs. Because we finished raw walls up last time, so we're going to start with roofs. And this is the top. This is what we have, what I have on top. This is the Order of Mysteries roof. The first one here is the one with the dormer on it. We follow that arrow, and then we have the corner roof. We follow the arrow over again, and then we have the flat roof. Follow the arrow over again, and we have the slant roof with the chimney on it. You see it has that little decorations across the top, and it has the kind of diamond shaped shingles on it. The next piece we have when we follow the arrow over is just a regular slant piece. Then we go one down from that. What I have here is the rustic greenhouse roof. We have this variant of the slant piece first, and it is kind of curved. And then we have another variant of the curved slant piece with one of the windows open. Then we have another variant of the slant piece, if we follow the arrow over, with the other window open. Then we follow the arrow over and we have another variant of the curved slant piece with both windows open. And we follow the arrow over again. We have the slant variant with both windows closed, and it's the straight, it's not curved, it's straight. We follow the arrow over again. We have the variant of the straight slant piece with one window open. I want to say maybe that's the left window. And we follow the arrow over again. We have the other variant with the other window open, what I'm going to call the right window. When we follow the arrow over again, we have another variant of the straight piece of the straight rustic greenhouse roof that has both windows open, the slant roof. And then we follow the arrow over, we have the corner piece, the corner variant. It looks like the straight corner variant. We follow the arrow over again, we have the curved corner variant. We follow the arrow over again, we have the flat straight variant. And that's all. Okay, and we go down from there. We have the slant variant of the enclave roof. I like it inside, looks smooth, and the top outside has shingles, has one long shingle across it. And we follow that arrow over and we have the corner piece of the enclave roof. Follow the arrow over again, we have the flat variant of the enclave roof. It has on the outside, on the top, it has the slat shingles, and on the bottom it is smooth, or on the inside it is smooth. And we go down from there and we have the straight variant of the barn roof. It has tin on top, and you can see the rafters on the bottom. Follow the arrow over, you have that corner variant of the barn roof. Looks like tin on top, and you can see the rafters on the bottom. We follow the arrow over again. We have the asbestos roof corner piece. Looks like it has the asbestos shingles on the top, and you can see the rafters from the bottom. We follow the arrow over again, we have the straight variant of the asbestos roof. Asbestos shingles on top and rafters, so you can see from the bottom. We go down from there. We have the responders roof set. We have the slant variant of it. I like this one because it's mainly smooth on the top, but it has kind of a marble looking finish. And on the bottom you can see the rafters, and it has a lip, kind of like a crown molding along one side. And we follow the arrow over, we have the slant piece, another variant of the slant piece with a dormer on it. We follow the arrow over again, we have the corner variant of the responders roof. This has a crown molding piece all on two sides. Follow the arrow over again, we have a flat variant of the responders roof. Same flat top, and up under on the inside showing the rafters. Follow the arrow over again, we have another flat variant. This variant is the same, except that it has the crown molding piece across one side. Follow it over again, we have another variant of the flat roof piece. Same thing, except it has the crown molding and a crown, I'm going to call it a crown, on the top of it made of brick. And we follow the arrow over again, we have another corner variant of the responders roof, and it has crown molding on two sides. And that's all of that one. And we go down one, and we have the greenhouse roof. We have the slant variant of the greenhouse roof, it's glass, and we have the slant variant of the greenhouse roof, the regular greenhouse roof. Then we go down again, we have a slant variant of the Pine Barrens cabin roof. It looks like it has wooden shingles on the outside on the top, and you can see the rafters on the inside on the bottom. I follow the arrow over, we have the corner piece variant of that roof. Wooden shingles on the top and rafters on the bottom. Followed over again, the arrow over again, we have the flat piece, the flat roof. Again, wooden shingles looks like on the top, and you can see the rafters on the bottom. Go down again. We have one of the newer pieces. It is a grass roof. It has grass sticking out the top as if grass is growing on top of the building. And under the bottom, you can see the rafters on the inside. We follow the arrow over, and we have a corner piece, seeing the rafters on the bottom and the grass on the top. We follow the arrow over again, we have the flat variant. Rafters on the bottom and grass on the top. And that's all of that. We go down. We have a flat variant of the Army base roof. Now this one looks like it was smooth on the top. I don't know what you would call it. Kind of looks marbly. And on the inside, it is good for the roof on the inside because it doesn't show rafters. Instead, what you got is look like old wallpaper or old paper pulling away from the roof because it's so old. And we follow the arrow over. We have another flat variant with some crown molding around the top. It looks like a corner variant because it has crown molding on two sides. And on the bottom here, looks like the paper is being pulled away from the roof, kind of like a hole in the middle. We follow the arrow over again. We have the middle variant. Looks like the paper is being pulled away from the bottom, flat on the top with crown molding around one side. We follow the arrow over again. We have a slanted variation of the Army base roof. Crown molding on one side, on the lower side, and looks like broken glass panes for the roof itself. Follow the arrow over again. We have a corner piece, crown molding on two sides. Looks also like the broken glass part for the roof. And that's all of that. And we're going to go down again, and we have the Rest in Peace roof set. And this is the dormer, a slatted piece with a dormer on it. Has vines and leaves hanging from it. Shingle, sides on it. Looks like tin or copper on the top. This variant has a window in the dormer, a round window on the top of a dormer, and a rectangle window in the middle part of the dormer. Just follow the arrow over. We have the slanted piece. And you can see the rafters from the bottom, and you have vines and leaves hanging from the edge. And on the top it looks like copper or tin. Follow the arrow over again. You have the corner piece for that. You can see the rafters from the bottom, grass and vines hanging from the sides, and on the top looks like copper or some type of tin. Follow the arrow over again. You have the flat piece, the straight flat piece. Looks like tin or copper on the top, and on the bottom you can see the rafters. Now people like to use this as an upper floor because the top kind of makes it look like wood, because it's brown. It's not red like it is here. It's brown, and it kind of looks like wood. So people like to use that as a second floor piece. We'll go down again, and we have the log cabin roof. This is the first log cabin roof that came with the set. It's green on the top. Looks like green tin, and you can see the rafters on the bottom. This is the slanted piece. We follow the arrows over. We have the corner piece. You can see the rafters on the bottom, and it is green tin on the top. We follow the arrow over again. We have the flat piece. You can see the rafters on the bottom, and the green tin on the top. And we go down, and we have the corrugated concrete roof. We have a slanted piece. It has some holes in it, smooth with holes in it in the top. At the bottom, you can see chunks of iron or rebar, look like maybe rebar, on the bottom with holes. We follow the arrow over. We have another variant of the slant piece with one big hole in it. The bottom, again, you can see part rebar, and the top is still smooth with the hole in it, and it's more profound rebar on the top. Follow the arrow over, we have a corner piece. On the inside, the bottom, you see a rafter, and you can see some rebar going across. And on the top, it is smooth with a lot of holes in it. Follow the arrow over again, we have a flat piece for that. You can see the rebar on the bottom and the wire on the bottom. Look at the top, it's smooth with a hole and a big chunk still left there on top of the wire or rebar. Follow the arrow over again, you have another variant of the flat roof with 3 holes in it. You see the rebar from the bottom, and on the top looks smooth. When we go down, next we have the Triumph terrace roof. I want to say it's, I don't remember what color it is. I want to say it's a bluish, blackish color, grayish color. It is more uniform and straight, but it is a shingled roof. This is the slanted variant. We follow the arrow over, and we have the corner variant with the shingles on the top, and you can see the rafters are metal rafters from the bottom. This is the flat variant. If we follow the arrow over, we have the flat variant. And yeah, that's not shingles, that is metal, just shaped like shingles. On the bottom, we have the metal bottom with the metal rafters. And we go down. The first thing we have is the Brotherhood Barracks roof variant, the slanted variant. It looks like wooden on the bottom, and looks like shingles, asbestos shingles on the top. On the bottom, you can see some boards going across some rafters. Follow the arrow over, and we have a corner variant. Same, you can see the boards from the bottom and the shingles from the top, and it has a white lip around it on the sides that would be showing, just as the slanted piece did. We follow the arrow over again, you had the flat variant. It looks just like shingles on the top. If you look at the bottom, looks like boards across some other boards or rafters on the bottom. We follow the arrow over again. We have another variant of the slat. We have a chimney dormer type thing on top. Looks like some shingles missing from the top, with the molding piece on one edge. On the bottom is the same boards going across, slats going across the other boards. We go down from there. We have the pavilion roof. Now, this is just rafters with boards in between. It is a flat variant. It only comes in flat. This is the only thing we get. And it won't keep the rain off anything, because all it is rafters. And we go down again from there. And we have the rustic Helvetian roof. Now, the rustic Helvetian roof looks like red tin. It has some trim around it. On the top it looks like red tin. On the bottom it looks like red tin over rafters. Follow the arrow over, we have the corner piece. Looks like red tin again. From the bottom, red tin over rafters with some molding around to the two corners. Follow the arrow over again, we have the flat piece, which is red tin on the top and red tin on the bottom over rafters. We'll go down from there. We have the burnt roof, which is on the top, looks like boards, kind of halfway nailed together, some in a different direction on the top, and we have some boards going across the bottom of the slant for trim. On the bottom you see some rafters and you see some boards going across it. It is burnt. In actuality, what you will see is a burnt version of the mine set. Follow the arrows over, we have the corner piece. We have some rafters on the bottom, some rafters are broken, trim around the two corners. On the top you have some boards, and some other boards look like they nailed crossways on it. Follow the arrow over again, we have a flat version, which shows the rafters with the board on it from the bottom. And from the top you see the boards and some boards going across them in the other direction. And again, this is the burnt set of the mine set. We go down, we have the slanted set, the slanted version of the winding path roof. It looks like metal. It's golden on when you put the color on it, it's golden blue. Looks like metal or some type of metal roof on top of metal, but when you look under the bottom it looks like gold, some type of gold metal on the inside. We have like a molding or a strip along the lower side of the slant. It's kind of curved on the end of the slant, like there's another piece added to it. We're gonna go over with the arrow. We have the corner version. It's the same with the molding on the sides, or the and the added piece that is gold on the side, on the corners, on the edges of the corners, and it is gold. It's gold on the bottom in squares. Follow the arrow over again, we had the flat piece, gold squares on the bottom and gold on the top. If you follow the arrows over again, we have a flat piece variant, but it has a, I don't know what they call that. I don't know what they call it, but it's a circle piece which sticks up. It's a vein, I guess. On the top it is gold. It's more like the slanted roof as far as the gold top. And on the bottom it is gold squares, and it has that lip around two sides. We'll go down from there. We have the White Springs roof, which is a bluish type tin on top, and it has a molding around the bottom edge of the, this is a slant variant, and on the inside it is solid white. People like to use this because it gives a good sheetrock or stucco type of look on the inside. Follow the arrow over, we have the corner piece. It has the molding around the two lower edges of the corner. On the bottom, it has the sheetrock or stucco looking bottom, and on the top it is the bluish greenish tin. Follow the arrow over, you have the flat version, which is the same on the bottom, and this makes people like to use this also because it's a good solid inside roof. You don't see any rafters. And on the top you have the bluish greenish tin. We'll go down from there. You have Taggarty's roof. This is the corner piece. You have the corner piece of Taggarty's roof. It's metal looking roof that is kind of smooth on the top and also kind of smooth on the bottom. This is the corner piece. We follow the arrow over. We have a slant variant, which is kind of, looks like it's got metal on the bottom, but it has slats in it. And it has a lip around the corner. Not the corner, but the lower edge. On the top, it is metal looking, but it is grooved. It looks like it has like indentation or a vent at the top. You follow the arrow over again. This is another flat version. It has some indentations in the top, kind of looking like vents again. On the bottom, it is smooth. It has these grooves cut in the bottom, and it is in quarters. And we're going to go down from there. We have the Enclave outpost roof, which looks like this is a slanted part. A slanted variant. It looks like long shingles or boards or whatever across the top, laid like shingles, and a lip around the lower corner. And on the inside, it is smooth, metal looking. Follow that arrow over, we have the corner version, smooth metal looking on the bottom, with a lip around the lower corner ends, and again the layered type metal on top. We follow the arrow over again. We have the flat variant, smooth on the bottom, metal on the bottom, lips on, larger lips on two sides, smaller lips on the other two sides, opposite each other. And look like you have grooves in the top where maybe the metal is bolted together there. We're going to go down, and we have the Helvetia roof. This is a regular Helvetia roof. It has a white lip around the bottom part. This is a corner piece. It is asbestos shingles on top and boards on the bottom. Follow that arrow over, we have the slanted variant. Shingles on top with the white lip around the edge, on the lower edge. And on the bottom you can see the boards going across some rafters. Follow the arrow over again, you have the flat variant. Shingles on top. The don't really look like boards. It looks a little more solid. It's more flatter. A lot of people like to use this because it looks better than these just plain rafters. But you can see some rafters through it. We're going to go down again. This is the abandoned mine roof. Now this abandoned mine roof is kind of like the burnt roof, except that it is tin on the top with some metal piece of strips going down where the tin is joined. On the bottom, you can see the boards going across the rafters. We follow the arrow over, you have the slanted version, same thing, tin on top with some wider tin going across the top edge, and it's just hanging on the bottom edge. If you look up at it from the inside, you'll see the tin going across rafters. Follow the arrow over again, you have the flat variant of that. Same thing, tin on top, rafters on bottom. We go down again, we have the ranch house roof. We have the slant variant. It has a little white lip across the lower edge. And some type of shingles are red shingles on the top. And on the bottom, it is smooth and flat. You can't see any rafters. This is another piece that people like to use because it looks better and smoother than having rafters across the bottom. We follow the arrow over. You have the flat piece. Same thing, shingles on top. And flat, smooth edge on the bottom. Follow the arrow over again, you have the corner piece. Again, smooth edge on the bottom, white lip around both corners, both lower edges, and red or brown shingles on the top. We'll go down again. We have the schoolhouse roof. There's shingles on the top, red shingles on the top, and a white lip around this. This is the corner piece. It's a lighter red, lighter brown than the previous one. It's almost the same thing, but it's a lighter brown. Follow the arrow over, you have the slanted version of that. On the bottom piece is smooth, and on the top piece is a light brown shingles and a white lip. Follow the arrow over, we have the flat piece of shingles on top, and on the bottom it is smooth. Makes for a good roof, again, where you don't see a lot of rafters. We'll go down from there. We have the haunted roof variant. It's a slanted variant with a dormer on the top. Shingles, I want to say the shingles are blue or gray, and the dormer has a round window in it. It has leaves across the window, and on the bottom edge it has a lip with hanging leaves from it. On the bottom you can see the rafters. Follow the arrow over, you have the corner piece. You can see the rafters on the bottom, the lip on the lower edges with the leaves hanging from it, and shingles on the top. Follow the arrow over, you have the flat piece. No lip, no leaves. You can see the rafters from the bottom and the shingles on the top. Follow the arrow over again, you have another slant variant with the leaves and lip on this lower edge. You see the rafters with the shingles going across them from the bottom, and at the top you just see the shingles. Go down again. We have the House of Tomorrow. This is metal. From the bottom you can see the metal rafters with the metal going across. On the top it's metal, but it looks like asbestos. It looks like shingles the way it's laid out, but it's metal shingles. This is a slanted version. Follow the arrow over, we have the corner version. We have the lip on the lower part of the corner and the roof kind of sticks out just a little bit. Again, on the top, it looks like shingles, but it's metal. And on the bottom, you can see the metal rafters with the metal going across it. Follow the arrow over, you have the flat piece. On the bottom, you can see the metal rafters with metal going across it. On the top, you can see the metal shingles. We'll go down. We have the destroyed roof. It kind of looks like the haunted house roof, but it's more destroyed on the top with the round dormer. No leaves, the round window in the dormer, that is. No leaves on it. It has shingles, but it looks kind of destroyed on the top. Look at the bottom, you can see a more destroyed look on the bottom with holes in it. And you have kind of a lip around the lower edge. Follow the arrow over, we have the slanted piece variant without the dormer. Same holes in the top, broken, busted, bested shingles. I'll nip around the edge, and on the inside or the bottom, you can see the boards and the slats where it is destroyed. Follow the arrow over, we have the corner piece with lips around the lower part of the corner. Under the bottom, you can see the torn up or destroyed type rafters with the torn up destroyed boards on them. And from the top, you see the destroyed roof with the holes in it and some boards going across in the opposite direction like somebody nailed it together trying to fix the hole, and bested shingles. Follow the arrows over again, you have the flat variant. It looks the same with the busted rafters on the bottom and the busted shingles on the top with holes in the roof. We go down again. We have the Brotherhood roof, the slanted variant. Smooth metal looking on the bottom with a little lip and metal across the top. Kind of looks like the Taggarty's, but it's a different type of design. Follow the arrow over. This is the corner. We have the corner piece, and it has some little spikes sticking up on the edges, or where the lip is, and we have the lip around the lower part of the corner, and on the inside it is just flat, smooth metal. We follow the arrow over again, and we have the flat variant. Take it over here. Maybe we can see it a little better on the road here. Kind of look like vents on the top. Little lips on the opposite sides. Larger lips on the other opposite sides. On the bottom, it is metal. And we'll go down from there. We have another barn roof. This is the four-cornered barn roof that comes to a point. 10 on the top. Under the bottom, you can see kind of smooth, but you can see the pointed. We follow the arrow over. We have the barn roof variant with a steeple on it. It's 10, and it has a barn wall steeple with windows in it. A couple of the windows have broken glass in them. From the bottom, you just see the triangled pointed part. Follow the arrow over again. You have the asbestos version of the shingles. This is just the regular four-sided pyramid-shaped roof. On the bottom, you just see the pyramid shape. Follow the arrow over again, and you have the same steeple type thing with the barn walls and the broken windows, and this time you have the asbestos shingles. We go down. We have another barn roof. Now this is a four-sided roof, but it is just like a regular roof. It's not pyramid shaped, but it's, I don't know, V-shaped. And both sides, both edges, ends are solid. We follow the arrow over. We have a version of the same tin roof. You can see the rafters from the bottom. This side has one side solid and the other side with just rafters, see-through. And we follow the arrow over again. We have another version, tin on the top. You can see the rafters from the bottom, and both sides are open. Follow it over again. We have, follow the arrows over again. We have a asbestos roof, V-shaped, with both ends covered or solid. We follow the arrow over again. We have the asbestos V-shaped roof with one end solid and the other end open. Follow the arrow over again. We have the asbestos barn roof, V-shaped with both ends open. We'll go down again. And we have kind of like a corner piece, but it looks like it branches off to two roof sides. Kind of like an angle with the angle sides open, so you could put more roofs that way. I've seen people make roofs like this, merge them together, but if you just want one foundation worth from side to side, I guess this will work for you. And we go over the arrow over. We have the same thing again. But with this one, it's more of a V shape. It would be a V shape on the end instead of this corner piece. It would be like a V-shaped corner piece. Two ends open, so you can make like an L-shape kind of building. Follow the arrow over again. We have the same thing, except that it's asbestos, and this has the corner piece that comes out to two sides like an L shape, if you want an L-shaped building. And we follow the arrow over again. We have the corner piece with kind of a, if you want a V-shaped roof, and it comes out to two sides kind of like an L piece if you want to make an L piece building. Okay, we'll go down again. We have what I want to call a middle roof, center roof, and it could come out in four directions, open on four sides, and it can come out four directions in case you wanted to make a house with four wings in it or something like that. This is the tin roof, and you take it over and you have the same thing with the tin roof, but you have where you would have maybe three hallways, north or south, and east or west, or just three. You would have three sides. 10, and you follow the arrow over. You have the one where you can make four wings again, and it's open on all four sides, but this is the asbestos shingle roof. Follow the arrow over again, and you have the one where it comes out through three wings, and is open on 3 sides and is the vested shingle roofs here. Follow down till we get to the last one in the bunch that I have. This is the barn roof, the tin barn roof slant part, and the asbestos barn roof slant part. On the inside, you can see the rafters. On the inside of both of them, you can see the rafters. And that's it for the roofs. Until next time, y'all be good and be safe.
PlayStation